Hey guys, Curtis is back again, and this is my new project car. This is my 1998 Honda Civic DX hatchback. Well everybody, here you have it. This is my new project car. This is my 1998 Honda Civic DX hatchback. Now it's a bit higher trim level than the old hatchback, and as you can probably tell, it's in a lot better condition. Don't mind the dirt and salt, that's just from the snow and stuff, but it is in much better condition than the old Civic. Now I paid about $1,000 for this car back in December or so, and so far I've been pretty happy with the results. Actually, it's been a very good car. Well, I think it's about time we talked about the car itself and what we're going to do with it. So let's get started. Since we're Americans, we did not get the B series engine in our American Civics. Instead, we got the D16 Y7 in the hatchback and the Y8 in the sedan. The Y7 is a 1.6 liter aluminum block inline 4, producing 106 horsepower and a 6200 RPM redline, at 103 pound-feet of torque at 4600 RPM. It is a 16 valve, 6 overhead cam engine and has multi-point fuel injection. Is it fast? I mean, I've done about 100 in it so far. That's about as fast as she'll go, and she just doesn't want to go any faster. So I've got a lot to work with though, I think there's a lot I can do with this engine if I really try. Being a Honda Civic, of course, this car is also front-wheel drive, obviously. I mean, unless, you know, I want to convert it to all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, but that's not going to happen, actually. I want to keep it strictly front-wheel drive, obviously. Now, you're probably thinking, Snazzy, that's not a lot of power for a little Honda. Well, you can also remember, the car is very light, too. For the manual transmission model, it's about 2,339 pounds, with a height of 54 inches and a width of 76 inches and a length of 164 inches. So it's a pretty small car compared to most vehicles we have now. Now, you're probably thinking, what's so different about the DX and CX trim? Well, the only difference is you get 1, a rear wiper, and 2, power steering. Now, the second option is actually a lot better than you think. Manual steering, that old Civic had manual steering, and it was very hard to turn. This thing, it feels really good in my hand, and it turns really well. And the rear wiper, I'll be honest, I kind of felt a little spoiled with the wiper on. I was like, wow, rear wiper, I feel special, you know? So, yeah, that's basically all there is. There's still manual door locks, still manual windows, and still manual mirrors. But, you know, it's the 90s, it's okay. Another thing that's manual on the car is, of course, a manual transmission. This car comes with a 5-speed manual transmission, and I gotta say, it's just pretty smooth. The old Civic, I don't know what the guy did to it. He told me he put a transmission, an SI in it, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. But the gearbox in this one, it shifts smooth, it feels nice, and I just, you know, it feels good, you know. There's no need to jerk or anything like that, so it's definitely in good condition. Now, I haven't done many mods to the car already, but I've only done like technically 2 modifications to the car. The first modification I did was I purchased a cluster from a LX or EX sedan, which is one with a tachometer. The stock cluster does not have a tachometer. It only has like a big space for a temperature gauge in a big space for a fuel gauge. And I thought, well, I want a tachometer. So I bought the cluster, took out the old speedometer out of that cluster, and then I installed the speedometer from my cluster. So the second technical mod I did was when I scrapped the old Civic, I took out the old gear shift knob out of the old Civic. I got the idea from an episode of King of the Hill where his truck dies and the only thing he finds from it from the wreckage is like the gear knob. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna keep this old gear knob, and the next car with a 5-speed I get, I'm gonna put that gear knob on the shifter, whether it be a Civic or not. So I ended up swapping the stock gear knob with the one from my old Civic. Nothing special. This is just an OEM gear knob. The only difference is because the other car was more driven. The older car had 300,000 miles on it, so the shifter knob was more smoothed out because whoever used it before me probably used it a lot more than I did. So it definitely had more use out of it than my other one did. So it feels a lot better in my hand too, actually. Alright guys, you're probably wondering, what am I going to do with the car as far as modifications? I wanted to do a single cam turbo build. And you're probably thinking, Snazzy, why don't you get the B series or a K series or do a GSR swap? And I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want a B series. One, because it's really expensive. A B series alone costs about $1,000. Plus, you know, you gotta buy new axles, new wiring harnesses, all that stuff. A D series, you just take out the old motor, plop it in. The only thing you should probably change is probably the fuel injectors, I think, or the fuel rail. But other than that, that's basically it. So now, what my friend was saying to me is like, I wanted to get the D16 Y8 VTEC motor from a sedan, or a D16 Z6 from a Del Sol or a Civic VGI. But my friend was saying like, why? Your stock motor is just fine the way it is. And I'm like, yeah, I suppose you're right. So maybe I thought, well, you know, maybe I'll stick with this just the Y7. But we'll see. I mean, I do want to get the Y8 at least, but for as far as performance mods, I want to keep it small for right now. Maybe something as simple as a cold air intake or something like that. I do want to install something pretty soon though. I want to install some JDM style front and rear bumpers. Basically the only difference is the trim pieces wrap around the bumpers and the front bumper comes with fog lights. So that's pretty much all I want to do for right now. I don't want to keep it, don't want to get too extravagant just yet because I want to save up some money and all that stuff. So, but I think I also want to buy some new wheels too eventually. But I think we've got the making of a pretty good car. Now I do need to prepare some stuff on it for I need to fix the drum brakes, but other than that, that's basically all I have to fix right now. It's pretty much good the way it is. I mean, the hazard lights don't work, but that's about it. It's probably just a simple fuse or whatever. I could probably pick it up at Napa or whatever. So other than that, that's pretty much it. That's my Civic. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And I will definitely keep you updated on any updates on the car. And this time, I'm not going to sell this one. I'm going to keep it. She's a keeper, okay? Alright guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I will see you guys next week. Peace out.